Oh yes indeed, he's back with Wobbly Cam. Hello there. It's been months and months and months, well what, 8 months since I last did this walk, I don't know. Can't remember if I did one over Christmas, don't think I did. I've been back in 3 weeks since finishing the last film, Screen Scene, Last Days on Mars, in case you're wondering. Look it up on IMDb, you'll find everything you need to know. I can't say a lot of things, you know the score by now, so we'll leave it at that. I was working as 3D supervisor on that film. A pretty good chance I'll be back at Dublin at some point. But it's weird when you've been away for that length of time, because you obviously go from living with wife, kids, to living on your own again, and you do sort of, it changes the way you think, okay? And it took me about a month to adjust to being away, but I actually rather fucking enjoyed it, to be honest. So I'm sure it'll shift the wife line, but the hard thing is actually when you get back, because I find when I've been away any long length of time, i.e. more than a couple of months, you start to think of the place as home, right? So when you get to your proper home, it doesn't feel like home anymore. You know, it's sort of, because when I've got back, it's like shops in town have changed and people are doing new things, and, you know, some people have moved to different places, and you know, it's like you're a man out of, not out of time, but a man out of place, alright? That's what it feels like to me, but that comes with the territory, you know what I mean? I'm not moaning about it, it's quite interesting in a way, but see, to me, it's like an old song, wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. Well, to me, wherever I'm sleeping for any more than a couple of weeks, that's my fucking home. But there's a big wagon coming in a bit, try desperately not to get run over. But also, to me, see, my house isn't my home, this is my home. The fields, any fields, anywhere. And that's my phone. Let's see if there's anything interesting. It never is. Look, it's just a YouTube thing. But which is quite ironic because this is going on YouTube. And I thought you'd all been spoiled with the lack of Wobbly Cam for the past 6 months or 7 months or whatever. So yeah, back to Wobbly Cam. I haven't got the windshield on the microphone because I couldn't be asked to dig it out of my bloody cupboard. Now, what's on the news front? Not a whole lot. Well, I am opening Academy Effects on Monday. Yeah, I thought I'd pause at that point. No, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, alright? I'll explain the thought process behind it. When I was over in Dublin, I brought Glenn Southern over to work in my department, because I've known Glenn a long time. We think, you know, on the same level, we can rattle through stuff really fast, right? That's basically, Glenn's good, we've worked together, it works, right? If it's not fixed, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And Glenn's been running Southern GFX for a while now. And he's got a couple of people, he's got an office, and he was saying how much more he managed to get done. It's something I'd always avoided, the idea of premises, because I like to think that I'm the sort of the independent guy, the guy in the middle, all on my own. But that's not really the case a lot of the time now, is it? A lot of the time when I'm working for a client, it's not just me, it's lots of other people as well doing shit. So I thought, well, actually, it doesn't make more sense, because my kids are now 4 and nearly 8, right? So they're at the age where it's nearly impossible to get any meaningful work done at home. That was the first thing that changed my mind. That, and Glenn sort of like explained how he'd done things and how his productivity went up, and you know, we all know Glenn, we know how good he is, you know. And I thought, wait a minute, for years, and I do mean years, probably most of my adult life, I've never done all the things I can do, because sometimes people get a bit pissy over it if you do more than one thing. They don't like it when you don't fit into a fucking pigeonhole. Well, let's face it, I've never fit into a pigeonhole. Yeah, people try to shove me into this weird mudbox guy sort of thing, but I do a lot more than that, always have done. If I only did mudbox, I wouldn't have came back as being 3D supervisor on a film, you know. So there's a lot more to me than that, but a lot of the time I don't get a chance to show it, because the business side has been run now for years on about 3 or 4 hours a night. And that's not the best way to run a business. There's a whole lot of things I can't do because I haven't got the time to do them. Well, now I'm going to have the time to do them. So, I think Aunt always asked me whether it was, is it an effects school? And I said, well, it's more of a multi-headed hydra. It's my brain in an office, effectively. I'm playing to my strengths, which is this and these. And my sense of coming up with really good ideas every now and again. So it means I can not only do my art side and do work for clients and expand on that. Not only can I sort of bring people on site and teach them. Now I won't be putting DVDs out because at the moment I'm putting them out through CMI. Will I keep doing that? I don't know. They could get sick, I could get sick, I might need a break, anything, you know. But DVDs aren't really in my plan. That's one of the things I'm not planning on doing. I don't want to say it because a lot of people out there that know me well and didn't know this was coming and don't know exactly what it's about. Well, don't take it personally because nobody does. It means I can do the programming side. I can spend more time on that. It means I can come up with unique solutions and unique little tools to solve a problem that other companies don't have the time without a big R&D department. So somebody come to me and say, have you got a tool to do this? If I've got it, great. If I haven't, well, you know. But mainly it's for internal stuff. It's to try and bring things on a couple of steps. You know, change the way pipelines work. I've made changes to pipelines before and it always works out well. But big firms, I can't do that. They're stuck in one way. Some of them are still using Max 20 bloody 2009 or something, you know, which is fine, or my 2007 or whatever, because a lot of it's built around that one particular pipe. But what it's not me trying to be fucking ILM or something. I'm not interested in that side. I'm interested more in the asset creation, sort of concept design, the fact that something nobody ever sees is my traditional sculpting. And I thought, you know what, maybe it's about time. So it means now I have space to do that properly, not have to rush it when the kids are asleep, you know. It means I can do things properly, show exactly what is this brain capable of. You know, let's see how far I can push it, how far can I go and make it do interesting things, you know. So there's a limit to that as well. Now you know as well as I do by watching these, if you watch more than one, you know that I'm not in anything for the money. To quote Anonymous, I'm in it for the lols, right? I'm in it for the challenge, the fact that I enjoy it, and the fact that it's like getting paid to play, you know. See, I get paid to make monsters and fucking make things that don't exist real. You know, how cool is that? Now I know some guys that are younger were born at an age where computers already existed, but those of us who didn't, this is really fucking cool. It's why a lot of us have an interesting, I think a slightly different view of the world of 3D than sort of people who are a bit younger. It's a generational thing. But my offices have enough space to expand. Now I should explain about my offices. I'm not a big believer in karma, but occasionally the stars line up so well you cannot help but say, maybe this is worth a go. Now, Academy Effects will be in the school I went to 23 years ago. It was a school where I had more hell and a worse time than any other part of my life. Yes, even homelessness. I never had good memories of the place. I had a couple of good memories. There was a teacher called Mr. McTiernan. I don't know if he's still around, but he gets a nod because he realised I was getting a lot of shit and would find excuses for me to be taken out of classes and help him with stuff on the school stage. And also the art teacher, Mrs. Huntley. Now, ironically, Academy Effects is based in the art wing. My desk will be exactly where I used to sit. Now, just next door is where I very first did traditional sculpting, because I had an art teacher who believed in me and could see something when nobody else could. So I learned 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, proportions, stuff like that. Some of it stuck, some of it blatantly didn't. I had to relearn years later. But to me, it's very fitting. It's also a wonderful way after the shit that I went through at that particular school, because it's been closed for years now, and it's a business park. The building is still there. I've put them sort of 2 fingers up and going, fuck you, told you I'd make it, you know. And there's an element of that. Now, I was very, very tempted, as the headmaster's office was free, to have that, but unfortunately it would have meant having a massive suite that I would never have used, you know. Now this means I will be able to put the green screen up and stuff like that, and have a dedicated sculpting area and everything else. It means I can do what needs to be done. Now, at the moment I'm messing around with different sort of bits of code from using OpenNI and the OpenNI SDK for sort of facial mocap. Like I've done a one with markerless one because everybody's using the same fucking code, to be honest. What I did is I just stuck mine through sort of some of the I don't really remember the noise reduction code that was in Reducto. Yeah, well, it's capable of a lot more than noise reduction on a mesh. So I just basically brought it in and denoised the keys, and you know, so it actually works pretty good now. I'm also going to try some other stuff because my Connect is modified. I sort of modified it myself with some gaffer tape, and well, I'm not going to tell you how I did it because that's wrong. But just say mine gets better results than other people's do. But that's not it. After this, it'll be trying, because I've got enough cameras, you know, to freaking film the whole universe. I'm going to set up a proper facial motion capture thing, like the old school way, you know, using sort of like markers on the face and those. Now I think I've worked out a better way of applying the markers. I think I've worked out a better placement for them, using a bit of anatomical knowledge and a bit of 3D knowledge and a bit of coding knowledge. But we'll see. These are internal tests. These are not for anything that'll ever see the light of day for guys like you. You'll never get to play with this, right? Not unless you're really fucking lucky, and for some reason you have to visit sort of the offices. But this is stuff for me to enable me to do things faster than other guys out there. There's lots of things I've been working on over the years. I think you saw something in the background in I think it was the last video, that one I was in Dublin, the sort of in the apartment. So there's stuff there, you know. I just don't release a lot of it because, to be honest, some of it duplicates what's already out there, right? Now, if it duplicates, say, an Autodesk product, or I don't know, a fucking product by the Foundry or wherever, right? Then suddenly you've made a shitload of enemies, right? Because then you're no longer a friend, you're no longer a person who might occasionally come up with interest and stuff, you're a competitor. So I have my own code that I use for certain projects, and I keep it to myself, right? I wrote it, I can do what I like with it. And if somebody comes up with something better, I'll use that. I have no ego about my code whatsoever. Ego doesn't exist on planet Wayne. So I'm actually looking forward to having a bit of time to spend on that as well. So yeah, there's other things I will be doing, but I'm keeping a lot of it rather vague at the moment. In fact, in a way, I'm underplaying it. I'd rather underplay it than overplay it. Oh, there's a stream. If I overplay this and say it's going to be the next big thing, it could fall flat on its arse, right? This is basically me in an office with plenty of time on my hands to do stuff and the resources to do it. So, you know, to me, that's the way I'm thinking about it. It also means that I have the option to expand, bring other people in. Either temporary, freelance, permanent. People who are really good at the job. Now the good thing is, after the years I've been in this industry, know a shitload of people that are fantastic in a lot of different areas of 3D and 2D. That's worth more than people realise. I can pick up the phone. If I've got a problem with, you know, say I had an effects shot come in, I know I can pick up the phone with any one of 4 guys that I know that are really good. You know, guys I've either worked with or know extremely well. And if they don't know somebody, they'll know somebody who does, you know, can do it. And it goes for anything. But it's not so much about making a film effects company. This is about assets and stuff. I'm playing to my strengths. But, as I say, there's certain areas of it that I'm not covering yet. I'm purposely playing like, well, I'm basically not mentioning them because I don't want to warn people who could end up being competitors of mine. But I would say one thing: don't underestimate me. I've got a pretty decent mind up there. It always goes off little tangents, and I might appear a little bit strange, but I can actually come up with some good shit from time to time. So law of averages says I'm gonna have some good ideas. So it's up to other people what they think of this. As I say, it's not the next fucking ILM or whatever. This is me basically in an office making it a little bit easier for clients, for both like come on site and be part of the development process, or from a business point of view and financial point of view. Because I'm not getting any younger, right? I'm 42 in May, on the 23rd of May. Large presents, welcome, as long as they're not bombs and shit. Actually, I shouldn't have said that, should I? I would really have given them the recent events. You know what, I'm going to leave that in, just to prove that I can be a bit of a dickhead at times, right? I'm not perfect. And I do have a very strange and somewhat warped sense of humour. But yeah, you know what I mean. Hopefully. But yeah, so the video I did was a couple of months back on the whole VFX thing went down better than I thought, actually, to be quite honest with you. Normally people love an excuse to have a good let's bash Wayne day, you know. But I think hopefully I took a lot of sense, and I've tried to be, as I always have, as honest as I can. You might not agree with everything I say. You might not agree with anything I say. But the one thing hopefully everybody agrees on is I say the truth as I personally see it. I don't bullshit, no reason, right? Bullshit always comes and bites you on the arse later. So, yeah, no reason. What time is it here? Oh, we've been on for a while. I'm gonna have a break because I'm gonna go past the farm. And when I talk, the dogs bark and it's just fucking... I'm saying that, is it still there? We don't know, it's been a while. But there's all sorts of things changing. Right, I'll do one in a minute and I'll probably stitch these together or something, unless I can't be arsed later.